Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is the SuperUnited Rapid section, the tournament that happened in Croatia, and it's a match between Magnus Carlsen and Firouzja Alireza. So let's see what happened. We have knight c3 by Magnus, d5, d4, knight f6, bishop f4, a6, and then knight goes for that c7 pawn with knight b4. Right, we have a check from Firouzja with his bishop, and then c3, bishop goes back, e3, castles, knight f3, knight b to d7, f4 here. Okay, and then we have a6 chasing away that knight. Magnus says nope, and he pushes his b4 pawn. Takes, 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 and then we have takes, takes. Knight b6. Okay. Bishop d3, bishop d7, knight e5, knight e4. I have castles, and then he goes back with the knight, threatening to capture the b5 pawn. Okay, so we have queen b1 threatening this pawn here. Okay, so he pushes the pawn, takes, takes. Then the queen now comes to d1 because the queen wants to go on g4 and try to threaten bishop captures on h6, things like that. Right, rook a1, queen g4, and then we have f5 here. Okay, queen g6. Alright, rook f3, bishop goes back, rook attacks the bishop again, and then we have bishop h5. Okay, knight c4. Okay, takes, knight d2, rook c1, and then knight here goes to c4, e4 rather, sorry, and then Magnus pushes his pawn to b4. The plan here is to make somehow like a doubled pawn structure for black, and also opening up the c file simply because the white rook is on that c file. We have takes, and then the bishop comes back on f4. Knight c4, bishop comes back, knight f6. Okay, takes, takes, and then making sure that that c file is actually locked. Black plays b5, h3, queen f7, queen g5, rook attacking that b4 pawn. Rook defends that pawn, and then the rook just goes back simply because it was somehow useless on that a file. It's not attacking anything, and I believe black here chose the rook on a8 simply because it's somehow going to defend the attacked king on g8. Right, so we have king h2, rook attacks again that weak f2 pawn, queen defends the pawn, and then we have king h7. Check on queen h4. King goes back to g8. And then we have rook c1. Alright, so it's blitz, right? And they are running out of time. Check. Okay, and then we have queen e7 here, threatening this pawn on g7. King goes back, but again, you can actually tell from the looks of things here that white is the one attacking and black is defending, but the position is just not so great for black. Okay, so king back to g8, check again on d8, king h7, and then we have rook g1. Okay, rook c2, and then the rook now enters the attack sort of with rook a1. We have takes, knight takes bishop, pawn takes knight, and then queen h4 here, oh 6 here, and then the rook enters the game with rook a1, rook takes f2, check on g8, king g6, queen takes on e6. Okay, now the game is ending here very soon. King on h5. Okay, queen takes queen, and black here resigned.